today's topic, we'll cover another quick Q&A session. The question in today's show is how many offensive plays should I have? Okay, so I'll answer this with a simplified answer, and then I'm going to go into a little bit more detail. So my simplified answer is don't limit yourself to less than 4 run concepts or 4 pass concepts. So I think the minimum in my suggestion is at least 4 run and 4 pass concepts, so a total of 8 concepts at least. I'll go into a little more detailed answer of why I think that right now. So I'll start by saying my approach to offense is I would rather my team be good at a lot of things than be great at just one or two things. And I think the reason I took that approach is because I don't want to sell my team or myself short and eventually run into an opponent that's outmatches us and we don't have any answers for them. So that's kind of always been the way I've looked at things. I want to be good at a lot of things rather than being great at just one or two. So let's go into a little bit deeper detail here. So why is your playbook size even important at all? I think at the middle school and the high school level, simplicity is key. I think most coaches agree with that simplicity is key, especially at the high school level, especially in the 8-man game when you have anywhere from 8 to 20 kids or more on your team, but several of them play both ways, never come off the field, and some of them you might even be recruiting the halls and have never played before. So I think the most important thing is keeping your system and terminology and concepts simple and easily understandable and making it fun. And then teaching your concepts, reteaching the concepts, and repping it over and over and over. Even with 8 or more concepts in your entire playbook, you can still keep it simple. But the reason I suggest a happy medium of 4 or more run and 4 or more pass concepts is because this still gives you the best of both worlds. It's not too many things, you're not overdoing it, and it still gives you enough variety to have answers, but not be super predictable at the same time. Okay, so let's just dive deeper into the run and to the pass concepts a little bit more. So first, you got to identify your base run schemes. So of course, in small town 8-man, a lot is going to be dependent on what type of offensive lineman you have. Okay, so no matter what your situation is, I've found what works best for me is to have 2 or 3 run blocking schemes. Of course, we're going to have variations of each run, but keeping it simple with only 2 to 3 total schemes allows us to run the ball in a variety of ways, but we're not going to confuse our O linemen. In some scenarios, honestly, we don't even tell our line what the backs and the receivers are doing on that play. As long as the line knows their blocking scheme rules, that's about all they need to know most times. So identify your base run scheme and then expand to what 4 concepts do I want to run and how can I have variations of each. So moving on to pass concepts. Again, it's going to go back to your O line. If you can't pass protect for more than 2 seconds, you're not going to be passing the ball. Or if you do try to, then they better all be quick game passes to get the ball out immediately. So you can run a few pass protections. In 8-man, probably the most popular pass protection is just your base pass protection against a 3-man front. So guards picking up the DNs, center taking the nose. You can also have a half slide or even a false pull protection. I've seen that a lot in play action over the years. So identify your pass protections. Then decide what routes you want to use the most. Then go right into the route tree, install the route tree, rep out each concept, and then expand if you want. So personally, I use about 6 drop back pass concepts, and we have variations of each one where we might change a route or two, or change the read, or add a back going out in the concept. And we also have our quick game stuff. I will say that probably the most important thing when building your pass concepts into your system is you should definitely have a concept that's going to beat each coverage that you're going to see throughout the season. So if you're going to see cover 3, if you're going to see man, if you're going to see cover 2, or if you're going to see variations of each throughout each game, then you should have at least 2 concepts to beat each one of those coverages. So you got to be able to attack what you're going to see defensively. And you can have as many tags as you want to adjust your base pass concepts. Just try not to overcomplicate the system. I stick to 4 to 6 concepts. We have variations of each, We also have our quick game. And to me, honestly, it provides plenty of options. If you really think 4 run and 4 pass concept isn't enough for it, you can always add. But once you start adding in your plays from different formations, you're also going to see that all of your concepts can be ran from multiple looks. So you're not going to be predictable that way either. So you can keep it simple with smaller amounts of 4 run and 4 pass out of 5 to 6 different formations, and that's going to keep you unpredictable as well. And I'm personally not big on using motion. We do it some, but you can also add motion to dress up your plays and to make it look like more than it is as well. But just keep it simple. Have 2 to 3 blocking schemes for run concepts with 4 concepts or more. Have 1 or 2 pass blocking schemes with 4 concepts or more. And at the end of the day, do what works best for your players. Adapt your system to fit your players, and then rep what you want to be good at. And finally, just make the great game of football fun. And that's going to do it for this episode of the 8-Man Breakdowns podcast. Remember, videos come out every Tuesday night, so be sure to tune in. If you have a question for me, the best way to reach me is by commenting in the comment section below. If you've learned anything or enjoyed any of these videos, please click subscribe and check out some of my other videos right here on the screen. And like always, thanks for tuning in, guys.